until you hit that one moment.
Yeah.
And then go.
Yes. That's the money shot.
That's the money shot.
When you're working on something hard and it blows up in your face.
Yeah. I think there was an interesting documentary on the BBC about that. Well, hello and welcome to Basements, Faults, and Catapults. I'm one of your hosts, Aaron.
And I'm Trevor.
And here we're going to be looking at games, genres, and the things that we enjoy in gaming.
And to do that, we'll randomly select two genres.
Two genres?
I don't know. Genre. I don't have my thing up yet.
Oh, no.
I'm trying to find it.
Oh, God. Fix it in post.
And to do that, we have too much fun.
Hello, and welcome to Basements, Faults, and Catapults. I'm one of your hosts, Aaron.
And I'm Trevor.
And here we're going to be looking at games, genres, and the things that we enjoy in gaming.
And to do that, we're going to randomly select a genre each episode.
Yeah, we'll give a brief rundown of that genre.
And then we'll select two games. One of those games will be the absolute best in show for us, while the other, for whatever reason, is not so good. The catch, and what we hope will be the fun part, is that neither of us will have played, or at least played heavily, the titles the other has selected.
Yeah, so we'll take those titles, the best, the worst, we'll divide them up, so one of us will get the good one will get the bad one. We're going to give it an hour playtime, we'll meet back up and chat about our experiences.
That's where we'll give our own opinions of the other's game. Celebrate where we agree and refrain from murdering each other where we disagree. After all, not everyone can have a perfect opinion.
And that's it. We hope that you'll join us, listen in, maybe be inspired to try a few titles along the way, or, let us know exactly why our opinions are trash.
Thank you for joining us. And remember, avocado's just a word for testicle.
Is it really?
It is, yeah. It actually is the Mayan or whatever word or word for testicle. Avocado.
Because of the seed?
Yeah, and because it looks like a testicle. Yeah.
See.
Yeah, avocados. If we look at the that's why I had to do it in the Skeletor voice. Avocado, testicle. It literally comes from upon discovering the beautiful fruit, the Aztecs named it ahacucati, which directly translates to testicle.
Wow.
Yeah. So, avocado essentially is...
The Aztecs are kind of freaky, though.
call it a lucky guess or just common sense, but the texture, shape, and size likely gave the avocado its iconic name.
Amazing. The Aztecs are kind of freaky, though.
Yeah. So that's my fun fact.
Nothing I love more than just chowing down on a big old testicle.
Well, hey, they have what are they called? The cow's testicles, where they would pickle them and then keep them in the bar, and then people
prairie oysters.
Yeah, prairie oysters. You want a prairie oyster to go with that whiskey shot?
Man. You ain't a real man till you eating a bowl testicle.
Right.
Let me tell you, you got soft hands. Got soft hands out here. You ain't gonna survive. What do you got in the back of that truck? We got snakes.
Now I'm just flashing back to that one video with the girl running. It's like, what do you have in your hand? A knife? No!
Right.
Anyway, we're all very excited to have you join us today. Thank you very much for tuning in, guys.
It's a very special episode because we are technically recording our 20th episode.
Yeah, whether or not this will be the 20th episode we air, we don't know yet, because generally we like to do something fun and exciting for episode 20, and we didn't really talk about anything. We were coming in with no plan because we're terrible. We're no planners.
Well, it's funny because we actually talked about it quite a bit in our podcast and in our pre-banter. And because I edit all the podcasts in the pre-banter, I always get to go back and listen to the things that we've suggested to ourselves.
What did we do for episode 20?
So we came up with a couple of ideas. We talked about the interview, and then of course that can't happen till November.
Yeah, so that's going to be way down in the road. Yep.
So here's what I think we should do.
Okay.
For our very special episode 20.
On a very special episode of Clone Eye.
So, now I'm going to preface this by saying that I would like for you to pick a game for us to play the next time around. So,
excuse me.
The last time we did our episode 10, we played survival games.
Yes, we did. We played an hour each. We played together, and we played an hour of Raft, and then an hour of Planet Crafter.
Yeah. And so we talked about playing Pulsar Lost Colony.
Right, yeah.
And I thought that if that still makes sense, we could do that today.
Okay,
Um,
okay.
I don't know if Pulsar Lost Colony. What does it even cost these days? Wow, $32.50. That
Wow.
price has gone up.
It did go up.
Holy jeebus! So before we do anything, let me introduce Pulsar Lost Colony and talk to you about why it is such a nerdy little game. So before the Bell Riots,
Yeah, but San Francisco Bell Rats.
we have essentially it is a space game. You start off with a dorky little ship. You have to control all of the kind of control panels. So there's an engineering station, there's a weapons station, there's a helm station, there's a captain's chair. And all of these different stations need to be manned by a player, or you can alternatively drop in an AI that kind of does the job okay. I have played single player by myself with only AI players, and I've done fairly well. It's been a long time since I've played it, and it does have mixed reviews. So the initial, overall, it's very positive, but more recent reviews are more mixed. And as the game's been...
I'm curious, just real quick here.
Yeah.
Go to your copy of it.
Yeah.
And see if there is a play together option.
You know what? There might be. Let's find out.
There is, and generally
know.
speaking, you can just allow other people to play.
That would be nice.
It has family sharing.
Does it have family share?
Yeah.
Dude, that's cool. We can probably figure out how that works. Because I have actually never used family share on Steam.
Yeah.
So how do I do that? How do I make you part of my family? I'm adopting you, Aaron.
Yay!
You are being adopted.
Yay!
And then next time that you have a game that I don't have, you can adopt me.
Yeah, but we're already family. I don't have to.
Right. So let's see. How do I invite someone
family
to
sharing
play?
Steam. Okay. Share your computer. Share your game. If you want to play this game, see a family member. Send them a request to authorize you once. Okay. How do I make you a family? Okay, make sure you have Steam Guard security enabled via Steam. Okay, can I share?
I should add my wife as family because, I've actually been buying 2 copies of most games so that we can play together. We don't play a ton. We started playing It Takes Two. And
oh yeah.
Yeah.
It Takes Two's a classic.
Games that are challenging to play together.
Yeah.
They're gonna tear relationships apart, man. Little by little.
I've lost friends to Overcooked.
Oof. Yeah. Overcooked, my wife and I had fun playing with that on the Switch. But yeah, it can be very challenging for certain. Uh-oh, what happened? What happened? Reset. Oh my gosh. Connection to failure to Photon Cloud. Oh no.
Oh.
Don't tell me they're using cloud-based security.
We just talked about this.
Oh no!
in the pre-banter. You can access our pre-banter, and we talk about we go off the rails. It's really quite something.
Sometimes we are off rails. Sometimes we have some really interesting conversations.
Yeah. They just bounce. All right, listen.
Okay,
Pulsar Lost Colony just went on sale for $13.
Just now?
I guess. I don't know.
I saw it for what the heck?
Oh, okay. Sorry, I was looking at it on my Steam list, and it was like $11, and then it was like, no, the price has changed. It's back to 30.
Well, let me see if I can invite you to play. Where are you? Are you online? Yes, you are. You are right there.
Am I online? I'm online.
Invite to find games to play together.
Oh.
Did you figure out how to adopt a family member?
Yeah, it's actually kind of ugly.
Oh no.
Yeah, and it's more complex than I think they should have done for something like this. But yeah.
Well, the unfortunate thing is that the whole family share thing, it shouldn't be that difficult. It should be pretty easy. I get why they don't do it, because it's like, 5 friends, and they all just become family share and share their games.
Well, and they do put a limit on like how many people you can have as a family account and all that.
Do you have any multiplayer space games?
No, but
Space-based games?
it's $30. I can buy it. It's fine.
Because I know like FTL is good, but it's not multiplayer.
No.
And UFO Afterlight is good, but it's not multiplayer. Space Engineers is okay, but you can't get anywhere in an hour.
No.
Your first hour is just like grind. You don't get to do anything
You
fun.
don't get to do anything fun.
Yeah.
And we want fun.
We do.
All right. Tell you what. We'll pick it up.
It's what we want. Are you certain, my friend? Are
I'm
you
certain. And hey, if I don't love it, I can just
You can always toss it.
always return it.
You know, I find it to be a fun little multiplayer game to play. I've found a lot of enjoyment in it. Although, make sure that you set a frame rate limit on it, because otherwise it will explode your graphics card.
Oh dear.
Well, it'll just make it run way higher than it needs to. Feel free to set all the quality to ultra. We should be able to handle that. If it gets glitchy, we'll know.
Huh.
Aw.
I'm just looking at like these key selling sites, and like it's up for like $3 on some of these.
Really?
And I'm just sitting there going like that like, how do you even use a key?
I don't know. Are they Steam keys? Are people selling like third-party Steam keys?
I don't know what it is. Let's see. Aniba.com's got it for $3.
Because, I mean, maybe Pulsar lost.
It is a
quality.
PC Steam key.
Is it?
Yeah.
That's so weird.
Yeah.
Have you ever bought anything off of these sites?
I've never
where it's
bought
legit?
anything off of one of these sites.
That's interesting. I like where this episode's going because now we're like looking at like CD keys and PC Steam instant download, instantgaming.com.
Global can be activated in Canada. Perfect. Steam, activate, redeem on Steam. Let's see what that looks like.
I mean, it's possible they have like legitimate sales on some of these things.
In order to activate, first you need to, okay, I have that, yeah. Activate a product on Steam, and then add the key. Okay, well, let's
You know what? I think you should give it a shot.
it's $3, right?
If it's global and it works in Canada, give it a try. See what happens.
Okay.
I mean, if worst case scenario, we'll just go out for a coffee later.
Yeah, right?
I'll reimburse you your $3 by us going out and spending $25.
Done. I love the idea of it. All right, here we go.
That's like every time I'm like, oh, I saved $5 on that purchase. I can now go buy a $200 thing.
Yay!
Yay! No.
All right, we'll use we'll use my PayPal account because that feels safer.
That feels safe. Yeah,
feels
that's so
safer.
safe.
Okay.
Credit cards, not so much.
No.
I never buy third-party keys on any sites with a credit card, and I'd recommend to all our listeners not to do that either.
Yeah, no, that's don't.
They has a bad mojo.
Just don't do that.
Oh, you have to like unlock uniforms now. Ooh.
Ooh.
Well, the game's changed a lot since I last played it. So
Interesting.
they've got the Geordie LaForge visor.
Nice.
I like it.
No, don't. I am a human. More human than human. Oh, okay, that wasn't the password.
Are you human or are you dancer?
That wasn't it. Gonna have to like. Oh yeah, okay. Now I get to make a password. The new password can't be the same as the old password.
The password is
Don't you dare.
avocado.
Avocado, which we learned today means testicle.
Mm-hmm. Yes. I'm full of fun facts. Every day you learn something is a day that wasn't wasted.
Make sure my password. What do you mean? Make sure my. Oh. I'll make
Yeah, so the next on episode 30, you should pick out a game that's one of your favorites.
One of my
that's
favorite.
multiplayer.
That's multiplayer. That's always
multiplayer.
the thing.
Yeah.
There's one.
You're like Among Us. Actually, there is currently one crew playing Pulsar, Lost Colony, and the crew name is, or the Steam name is Amongst Us. So it's an Among Us play on words. Yeah, Amongst Us.
Okay, so they are carefully packaging my products for the delivery.
Cool.
They are arranging my products. Yeah, I guess I'll let you do that. Okay.
All right.
And now we find out if third-party key websites are anything worth talking about. Okay. My order has been placed. Nice. So now, in theory, I should just be able to go to my email. And there should be a Steam key.
Ooh, they have other ships too. Okay, so I'm setting up a crew
Okay.
to be able to invite you to join, and we've got the Intrepid, which is a Colonial Union ship. It's got plus 30% EM detection range, plus 20% warp detection, or warp range, sorry, and plus 15% diplomacy. Or we can go Colonial Union, 100% EM signature, which means higher EM signature, which is easier to be detected, but a 25% higher shield recharge rate. That's very nice.
I am a human. Like, come on. Let's go.
You are human.
I'm only human after all. I like that a lot.
So, you have to choose
I have to choose.
which class you would like to play. Now,
Okay.
Captain's not that fun. Captain, you kind
Captain
of just like...
sounds kind of boring, yeah.
Yeah, you kind of have... There's pilot,
Okay.
there's scientist,
Okay.
weapon specialist,
Okay.
and engineer.
Okay.
So engineers control like shields and engines and power distribution.
Yeah.
Weapon specialists control
Pew pews.
arming, disarming weapons, firing pew pews, that kind of thing. Scientists do, I think, research and sensors and stuff like that, communications.
Okay.
Pilot actually legit steers the ship.
Okay.
And then the captain just kind of sits in the captain's chair and goes, "Womp, womp, womp, womp." Engage, you know, that kind of stuff.
Okay. Well, if I had to pick, I would want to be either the scientist or the pew pewer.
Okay, so I'll take engineer, you be pew pewer, or scientist. It's up to you. So I'll take engineer.
Take engineer. Okay.
yeah.
Disable in-game voice chat because we're right here.
We are right here.
Current connection state here created. Try to reconnect.
Let's see.
Okay, I'm in. Okay.
I'm in.
I'm in.
Did it find the
I don't know. We've talked about cloud-based gaming and shit before.
invite to play? I sent you an invite to play. So. Now, I'm confused because normally I can sign other players, but my ready button isn't ready. So what did I do wrong?
I don't know, but I'm syncing my game state to you.
Ooh, lovely.
The game
I see.
state.
You need to have a captain. I mean, the captain can still, I think, play with the other positions. So I'm going to go ahead and ready up. And I'm going to get my headset half on. Got my headset half cocked.
Half cooked then.
Then I will introduce you to our ship. I'm going to turn off the in-game music because that's just going to be distracting.
Why do I have to... Can I get rid of the Geordie LaForge visor? I don't want it.
You can. It's under accessories.
Oh, found it. There we go. I am Locutus the Borg.
I am Locutus the Borg.
One cool thing you can do is you can turn on... you can jump onto someone else's ship, turn off the life support, and
boogie out.
And boogie out. There's a lot of really cool stuff you can do. I mean, it's been a long time since I've played, so I'm going to be horrendous at the game right now.
I love it. That is hilarious. Okay. All right. I think I got my dude.
And I think I can backfill the crew by hiring a bot. So we're going to need an engineering bot. You're doing pew pews, right?
I'm doing pew pews.
Okay, so we need a pilot bot,
Okay.
we need an engineering bot, and a science bot.
Okay, now how do I back out of this now? I want to
Escape. Sync.
Okay.
Escape.
Okay. I am the pew pewer. Ready up.
All right. There you are. I see you.
Where's the pew pew station?
Pew pew. The pew pew station is...
This is the pew pew station.
This is the... No, that's not the pew pew station. Pew pew station is over here. Tracker missiles, nuclear chambers. I think this is it over here.
Oh, load nuclear device.
Yes. So, let's see. Coolant reserves, engine, system lock. Okay. So, I am going to OBS. I'm going to record our session for posterity. In OBS, so that I can maybe I can even put this video on Patreon.
Oh yeah, put it. You know what? Why don't we put it on our YouTube account first?
Yeah, totally. I think this is a great plan.
Okay, this
This
brings stuff down.
is a great plan.
This is a good plan.
Very good.
Plan. All right.
We did it. We cleared the rats.
Did it. Good
There's
for us.
There's entire planets to explore and stuff to do on planets too. There's a lot. There's a lot.
There's a lot.
Like if you look at the map, I scroll out of the map. See how many sectors there are on this map?
Whoa.
We are here.
This is a really cool game.
There's a lot to do in this game.
This is really cool.
There
I
is.
really dig it.
There's a lot to do. It's pretty fun. And like I said, I've played it for a few hours single player and just like trained my AI, which has been fun. But
Yeah. No, I would almost not want to do this. Like, I would get a 3 or 4 person crew. This game would be like so cool.
oh, dude, yeah, I've played back when this game first kind of came out. I was playing on a 4-person crew like fairly regularly, and it was a good time. It was a good time. But the game was early access for a long time too. So
well, you know what? I think that
that's
is a
I think
good
that's
spot
game.
to stop.
I think that's game, man.
I think that's game.
We haven't blown up yet.
Yeah, right? Good for us.
We're still alive.
Still alive! Well, that was fun. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
And on that note, thank you guys for joining us. But let's actually talk about the game.
Yes, let's talk about the game. I want to kind of get a feel to, play into our format. So first of all, basement faults and catapults.
Yeah.
Faults are, these terrible games.
Yeah.
We toss them into the fault. They're done.
They're done.
Or they're an amazing game. We catapult them off.
Catapult them up.
Right?
Bring them to the people.
So the whole idea, we're in the basement and we're playing faults and catapults. We're playing good games and bad games.
Yeah.
The faults and the catapults. So, want to get a gauge from you on
This was a catapult for sure.
on Pulsar Lost Colony. So
Pulsar Lost Colony.
I would like to know your honest opinion. Colony. Lost colonoscopy.
Let's go. Let's go.
Imagine that game.
Imagine that game.
Like, yeah. Surgeon. First you've had surgeon simulator. Now you've got colonoscopy simulator. Just turn your head and cough.
Yeah. Just stick a garden hose up there.
So Pulsar Lost Colony.
Yeah.
I'd like to know some of your ratings.
All right. Well, let's talk with graphics and art. So it's big. It's huge, right? You're in these systems. They're massive. It's a very sort of simplistic polygon 3D art style.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm willing to forgive them because the ship is so detailed. It feels like my ship. The systems are so huge, and the galaxy you exist in is so massive that they had to make some choices, and I think they made the right choices in terms of like scope.
Mm-hmm.
And we talk about that all the time. We talk about scope and scale. And, is it worth it to have a, Unreal Engine 5, balls to the walls polygon count game if the game sucks?
Yeah, or like the space game that I've been waiting, I don't know, 12 years now for, Star Citizen.
Oh, Star Storefront.
Star Storefront, yeah.
Yeah.
Star Citizen kind of was like, yeah, you can have multiple people crewing a ship, and it's going to be beautiful. And don't get me wrong, have you played Star Citizen's
I've seen
demo?
trailers, but I haven't played it.
So I've played some of the alpha stuff, and over the years I've played some of their like early kind of you can kind of fly a ship around stuff. It is beautiful, but the fact that the game is not out, you can't play it, can't really play it with friends. This is why I love Pulsar Lost Colony, because you actually have a ship with stations. You can play up to 4 people or 5 people. It's just a good time. Yeah.
No, I had a blast. I had an absolute blast with it. So, graphics and art, I'm willing to forgive a lot because the graphics that they used well. And it's not ugly per se. It's simple, right?
Yeah, the character models are a little bit bland, untextured, but
it's also
does what it needs to do.
Yeah, and it's also a fairly independent studio. So, like, again, scope and scale. So I'm going to go ahead and give them a solid 6.5.
Nice. One of the things that I really liked about the graphics and art in this game was the fact that all the ship consoles are a UI.
Yeah.
And that there is, obviously you've got the UI in the game, like your tab brings up your inventory and things like that. But then every time you go to the science panel or the engineering panel, it is a full in-game clickable UI.
Oh, absolutely.
On a 2D panel that is a separate UI from your game UI.
Yeah, no, it was very cool, and I really liked the direction. Music, audio, I didn't have that on, I don't think.
Nah, I turned the music off because we were playing.
Oh, okay. So
and I was recording.
Unfortunately, I can't give it a ranking for that.
Yeah. Yeah, the music itself, it's very sci-fi.
Yeah, I was about to say, nothing about this game would inspire me to think that it would have like this grand operatic, like, whoa. But I also think given just the general competency that I've seen, that it would be good enough.
Yeah, if we weren't recording, I would have played with you with music because the music is suspenseful. Like when you get into a fight, it changes to like fight music, right? Like you're in a battle, right?
Yeah.
And then like the music changes depending on what's going on in the game a little bit, which is kind of fun. But it is very basic. There's not a ton of tracks. But yeah, I mean.
All right, so unfortunately, I have to give it an NA.
NA. And
which brings us to fun.
Yeah.
What was it?
Fun and gameplay, yeah.
8.
8 of fun.
8 for fun.
I like it.
It was so much fun.
It was.
That was my general rating. Go back to gameplay. So gameplay was interesting for me because there was a moment of confusion, and to be fair, I don't think I got all of it done. Like I haven't figured everything out, but it was in certain areas fairly intuitive.
Mm-hmm. And we did a tutorial.
We didn't play the tutorial, and which breaks my number one rule of always play the tutorial. Oh, how do you do this? You know where that was covered in the tutorial,
right?
But I digress. It was a really interesting gameplay loop, and everything was done. I felt like I was on the ship. I felt like I was running the show. I felt like there was moments of interactivity. My one place where I had personal experience that I would like them to do a little more work in is weapon feedback. Because sometimes I didn't quite know if my big laser cannon made contact. Yeah. Right? And I would have liked a little bit more feedback there.
Yeah.
But overall, it felt cool. Space combat felt big. It felt like it was happening. So gameplay-wise, I'm going to give this a good solid 7. Yeah, let's go ahead for music and audio and just say a 5 because it's good enough, you know.
I would honestly give the music a 5 personally. Like I don't think I might personally give it like a 6.5, but it wouldn't. I think it's most of these types of games. I don't care about the music.
Yeah,
I'm
playing your own
with friends. I'm going to turn the
talking,
music down. I'm on Discord. I'm playing with some buddies. Right? Yeah.
Okay, and stamp of approval. Listen, if you have one or more friends who want to play this game with you, yes, 100% stamp of approval.
Yeah.
And I'm only saying that because, well, gosh darn it, it's more fun with people. Like you played it for a few hours on your own, and I wouldn't be able to. I wouldn't have fun.
Yeah, I sometimes like obsess over the how, right? And obviously, I don't really remember how to play the game. I probably haven't played it in 2 years. But I obsess over the how. Like, how does this work? How does that work? I really want to kind of figure out the game mechanics so that I can go, oh, now I'm getting good at this. Now when I play with people, I can we can succeed, right?
Yeah.
And I go through like loner gamer moments where like for like a couple of months.
I don't want to play with you,
Yeah, for like a couple of months, I just don't play any multiplayer games.
Yeah. Oh no, and
I just loner it up.
I have those a lot.
Yeah.
You know, one of my favorite games is a single player experience, Control.
Yeah.
Love Control.
Control's such a beautiful game. RTX on. Honestly, it's the only time. Because Cyberpunk runs like butt with RTX on.
It's not great, yeah.
At least when it came out on the 30 series.
Yeah.
But Control, what a gorgeous game.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the game mechanics are really interesting too.
Yeah, it was a good game all around. Yeah. Oh, and I have to give a general rating.
You do general rating. What would you rate it generally?
Generally, again with the caveat of playing with friends.
Yeah, okay.
I would give it a 7.5.
7.5
because it really hits that like I'm playing a Star Trek bridge simulator. Like it feels good.
Okay, you just brought up a very important point. Have you played the VR Star Trek Bridge Simulator yet?
I've only played the regular Bridge Simulator.
Dude, okay. So, I'm going to have to see if Star Trek Bridge Simulator is available for Quest. If it is, and if it's cross-play, I'm going to have you over on a Saturday. We're going to have to play some. Oh, dude, it's so cool.
Yeah?
Yeah. And like, honestly, this game is available in VR too.
Yeah.
So we could probably do that. But Bridge Simulator it's fun. You're not really moving around the ship, though.
No, because you're on the bridge.
Yeah. But we can use
Number 1.
the Oculus Quest wireless to play through Steam to play VR on Steam games. Oh. So because I've got the Vive Pro and Vive Pro 2, and I've also got a Quest 2 kicking around somewhere here, we can do VR games multiplayer here. if we ever want.
Oh.
And we got enough space to have two like
Oh.
6 or like 5 by 5 foot play spaces.
Oh.
So keep that in mind because I love the Star Trek games. I love Pulsar Lost Colony because of my love for Star Trek, obviously.
Yeah.
And so yeah, any of these games where we can do like space VR, space simulator, the fighting, and I think this is so unique because the pilot is flying the ship but not shooting.
Yeah.
The weapons specialist is sitting on the weapons and shooting, and only the weapons that have someone on them are actually able to fire.
Yeah.
So when you're playing this like 5 people at a time, you've got to have people kind of balancing between, okay, someone now has to fly, someone has to balance the reactor so it doesn't overheat. We don't really care about science at this point. So everybody else who's not flying or balancing the reactor has to get to weapons.
Yeah.
And so you got 3 guys on weapons just blasting the crap out of the enemy. And it is a good time. I think that I agree with your 7.5 completely for a general rating. It's not the most groundbreaking game in the world. But if you're into space games and you like multiplayer and you like flying a ship around and pirating and stealing components and trying to like really gamify it a little bit, it's a fun little game, man.
Yeah, no, I had a blast. Like 100%, it was a blast. I'm probably going to Discord you throughout the week and be like, hey, hey, Pulsar, you want to do some Pulsar?
Yeah. Like if I am on Discord, I will play Pulsar anytime. I'm actually sad because the number of people that I have to play Pulsar with is almost 0 because not a lot of people I know are into like the Star Trek games, you know?
It's fun.
Yeah.
Go.
Yes, +1. Let's do it.
That makes 2. Anyway, let's talk about your ratings. Where are you at?
Yeah, so I mean, this is a game that I've played a lot, so I've kind of enjoyed it. Graphics and art, yeah, like it's a 6 out of 10.
Yeah.
Graphics and art.
Yeah, absolutely.
I really love what they did with the UI, and that really deserves a call out because no other game does that.
Yeah.
Every other game where you walk up to a console and you go, "Hey, I'm going to interact with this console."
You move into the console.
Yeah, basically your character moves into the console. It becomes your UI.
Yeah.
Or there's only like certain things that you can do on the console. It's automated or it's a cutscene or something, right?
Yeah.
Whereas this is like, no. Every button on the console does something, and be careful you don't blow up your ship by accident.
Because
right?
you can.
Oh, you turned off the coolant in the middle of a fight. Yeah, you're going to blow up your reactor, and then, not only can you overheat your reactor, but you can also launch it into space to prevent it from blowing up. So you could, for all intents and purposes, carry a backup reactor in your cargo.
But you're not able to install components without a vessel.
So that's also true.
Yeah.
So what happened? I got to question myself then. What happens
You
when
put out
you
the distress signal.
Oh yeah, and someone has to like tow you back to the repair center.
Yeah.
So I've never done that before, even in the earlier playthroughs. So I'm like, I want to know, like, let's eject the core, put a distress signal out, and then maybe a bandit comes.
Yeah.
And then you have to like steal the bandit's ship because your ship is now derelict.
Yeah,
Like, my God,
yeah.
what a cool concept.
What a
right?
cool game. Like, there's some gameplay now.
There's some cool gameplay. And then when I showed you the map and I kind of zoom out and it's like, wow, this map is massive.
It's massive.
There's probably like over 1,000 sectors to go to. And so this is a game you could play for years and years and years and years. I'd probably get bored of it in 100 hours. I kind of like have my fill.
I don't see it having particularly long legs,
But I think like you find the premise of the game is you find these like 4 data archive artifacts.
Yeah, and then you got to find the lost colony.
You can find the lost colony and you're kind of done. The nice thing about the game is that there is no like end. You can just kind of fly around as much as you want, pirate as much as you want, steal and buy the best components as much as you want. And I've played this in early access to the point where you've got a ship with the best weapons, the best reactor, the best shields, and you just stomp.
Just go to town.
Stomp everybody. So yeah, I really enjoy it. Music audio, I do have some experience with the music audio. I think it's good for the genre. I think it's got the fact that it kind of changes when things like you're in a fight. Things become more suspenseful. And so music and audio, I'll just give it a 6. I mean, again, 9 times out of 10 when I play this game, I turn the music off. I don't care about the music.
Yeah.
That's not why I'm playing the game. And games where I need to concentrate, I don't need the music going like, dun, 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 dun. I'm like, no, I would just want to play. Maybe I'm unique in that. Gameplay for me, the gameplay for me is an 8.5 out of 10 because I really enjoy the way that they went about how you interact with the world in this game. It's an interesting mechanic. I think it's rather unique. And fun for me, this is a 9 out of 10 game for fun. I love this game. General rating, 7.5. I think that was about where you came in. So, yeah, we're on the same page.
Yeah.
And my stamp of approval is, if you're not a sci-fi person, this game's probably not for you. If you like sci-fi and you like Star Trek and you like flying your own ship and you have a couple buddies to play with, play Pulsar Lost Colony. It's a good game.
There you go.
I always forget the name of the game after a few years of not playing it.
Oh.
And I have to be like, hey, there's this game. You have your ship and you use the consoles but I never remember the name of it. And I don't know if it's just, unfortunately, one of those games that's forgettable.
Yeah.
But every time I think of, I want to play a fun multiplayer space game, this game kind of always comes up in my mind. So,
Yeah. No, I had a blast. I'm probably gonna convince one or two of my friends to grab it and play.
Get the WoW Raiders.
The WoW Raiders.
Let's get the WoW Raiders on here.
This is a shout out to my raiding guild. You know who you are. We're playing Pulsar Lost Colony now.
Yeah. Pulsar Lost Colony. We can do like a couple of hours, like a 2-hour long stint on exploring the universe.
Yeah.
You know?
Hey, it's a blast.
It's a good time.
On that note, everybody, thank you ever so much for joining us as always.
Yeah, thanks for coming aboard and the USS BFCP
1701D.
1701D and
AKA the Big D.
yeah, the Big D. And it is the actual ship is very phallic. So.
Yeah, actually, Trevor and I were just talking about that, and I think we're going to take the gameplay footage from this event, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and we should post it on our YouTube channel so people can see that.
Yeah, I'll post it on YouTube and probably post it on Patreon as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And going forward, we want feedback, we want touches. Let us know what's up. Like, did you like this format? What can we do to fine tune it? Because we're always looking to grow.
Yeah, we are. So thanks again for joining us.
Good luck.
Have fun.
Don't
die.
But no, seriously, that Pulsar Lost Colony was a blast.
I forget. It's one. Honestly, it's one of my favorite games in my library.
I had a lot of fun with that.
I love it. I love it to death, and I've only ever played it for 52 hours total.
Oh, only 52?
Yes,
Oh, my goodness.
but I do love it. One of my favorites.
And that's our time, and the end of our episode.
But don't feel sad it's over. Be glad it happened. From the two of us in the basement, thanks for tuning in.
Join us next time.
And feel free to send us any feedback on our socials or send us a direct email at bfcpcontact@gmail.com.
And if you're really interested in what we're doing, join us on Patreon, where we will have loads of behind-the-scenes stuff and uncut takes as more episodes are released. Patreon.com/basements, faults, and catapults.
We're always excited to hear from you because we love engagement. We look forward to our next catapult launch and hope you can join us for the ensuing chaos.
Good luck.
See you next time. Hey everybody, this is Trevor. We're going to be taking a short break over the summer for about 4 to 6 weeks just to enjoy the weather and catch some rays. So don't forget to subscribe to our podcast so that you can get a notification when our next episode drops. Episode 21 is just around the corner. Enjoy your summer, have fun, good luck, and don't die.